Hello, it's Matt here from Mossy Earth. Sorry we can't attend the BAFTA at Green event. We're actually here on location in the Southern Carpathians, Romania, tree planting. It's the home of the last unfragmented old-growth forest we have in Europe, as well as the biggest concentration of large carnivores in Europe. We're actually here reforesting an area that was illegally clear-cut back in 2011. So about Mossy Earth, we're a social enterprise on a real mission to bring true wilderness back to Europe. We do so through a framework of reforestation, rewilding and education, and we give individuals, businesses and schools the opportunity to plant forests, restore ecosystems and to manage their carbon footprint. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about carbon offsetting. Some view carbon offsetting with suspicion as to how's the money spent, how's the carbon calculated, is a tree planted or not. And I'd like to address each of these critiques and explain how Mossy Earth does it a little bit differently. First up, transparency. Some years ago when I started offsetting flights and when I hired a car, I'd tick a box, but never heard anything back from these organisations. I didn't know how my money was being spent, was a tree being planted, or how was it calculated. So here at Mossy Earth we strive for an ultimate level of transparency, so with every offset our members receive a photo of their tree or trees, GPS coordinates and an online map so they can visit their tree in the future if they wish. They also have regular updates from us, which are both written and video updates, about what we're doing and to keep them in the loop. So our members are essentially with us every step of the way. They also have access to our full tree database should they wish to see all the trees we've planted to date. Next up, native forests and rewilding. Unfortunately, there are some large offsetting schemes that plant invasive monoculture forests, and over time these monocultures degrade the land, they contribute to acidification of soils and rivers. They're also devoid of any wildlife and pose as fire hazards and flooding hazards. So here at Mossy Earth we only plant native species, and we seek to build woodlands and forests that are richly biodiverse, that are fire resilient and that naturally retain water to prevent flooding. We also have the larger or wider objective of rewilding, and as such every 3 months we offer our members a chance to vote on a rewilding intervention that we then carry out. In previous months these interventions have included GPS tagging a vulture, installing camera traps, paying for a ranger's salary here in Romania, constructing beehives, running a natural engineering workshop. Yes, it's very broad what we offer, but it's essentially our members that choose what rewilding action gets done. Next up, paying for our sins. Some view carbon offsetting as a way for rich societies to sort of pay for their guilt and carry on polluting. We don't see it quite like that. We believe if people had the least concern for the environment, they wouldn't carbon offset in the first place. What's more, many of our members actually seek to reduce their carbon footprint before carbon offsetting even becomes an option. And I also believe that once people start carbon offsetting, it actually raises awareness to what other things we can be doing to reduce our carbon impact. Carbon calculations, again, going back to the flights and the car hires I used to offset, I never really knew how it was calculated. So we strive to be as accurate and as transparent as possible, once again, with our calculations, so we've done our homework. And what we actually learned was it's very difficult, nearly impossible to be 100% accurate. As such, we've made the assumption that we always go with the highest estimate and then add on an additional 15% just to be sure. And then on the ground we plant an extra 30% buffer of trees across all of our projects to ensure that we're making an impact as a group, but also to make up for any discrepancies in the calculations. Finally, carbon offsetting is not enough. We believe that one should make every means possible to reduce their carbon footprint before carbon offsetting even becomes an option. As such, we offer our members a free CO2 assessment, which they can do online and then book a call with us so we can help them reduce their carbon footprint even further if need be. We also give them access to 60 low impact living guides, articles and video tutorials, again to help them reduce their carbon footprint if need be. And these guides, they cover subjects such as travel, home energy, shopping consciously, becoming plastic free, transport, there's a lot in there. And as I said, it helps our members reduce their carbon footprint before having to offset. So that's enough from me. I'll step down from my carbon offsetting soapbox, let you guys get back to the free buffet. But if you do want to learn a bit more about Mossy Earth, then please do check out our website. It's www.mossy.earth, or follow us on Instagram, mossy.earth. Okay, thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the event. Cheers!